Hello, and welcome to Yoga with Tanya. I'm Tanya, and I will be guiding you through our practice today. A few things before we get started. I do have a blanket here that I'll be using when we do some of our seated work. So if you do have a folded blanket or a small pillow, you could go with something even a little thinner, just to have on hand. It's really nice to make sure that our hips are in a really comfortable, balanced position as we do some of our floor work, and it also may come in handy during Shavasana. Also, if you wish to do this practice from a chair, a solid, stable chair that doesn't roll or move, please feel free to do so. Everything that we do here can be adapted in that way. And also, please, please, please be very careful with your body. And if you are ever entering into a pose or are in a pose that feels uncomfortable or painful, please come out of it easily, but quickly. Yoga is not about pain. It is about joining our mind and our body in the healthiest way we can in this moment. So, with that being said, let's be healthy together. Rub your hands together, bring some warmth. And as we're doing this, I'm going to be thinking of my intention for class today. I'm going to be giving myself a word or a thought or an emotion that I want to sort of anchor my actions and my movements for this practice, for this time together. It could even be a goal, too, of how you want to feel or what you want to be thinking at the very end of our time together. It's your choice. It's just a little something to begin our practice with that gives us focus. And once you have your intent, go ahead and stop that motion now that your hands are nice and warm. And we're going to bring them to the back of your neck, right where the skull meets the base or the top of your spine. It's an upside down world right now. The top of the base of your skull. And you're just going to very gently, I'm going to say squeeze, but it's less than that. It's just a little pulse and release. Like a little pulse and release back there. And just work your way down to the shoulders, breathing steadily as you do. Very nice. Just, again, starting up there at the top, working your way down. Just enjoying how this feels, enjoying the gentle release. Any thoughts or tensions, just the early stages here of just letting everything go for our time together. Very nice. And then give that a little shake. We're going to do a little breathing here. We're going to do what I call pinky breaths, and that's because we are putting our pinkies together. We're going to inhale. And as we go up, if you are uncomfortable, we are going to be in this position. And if this doesn't feel great for you, only come this far. That's okay too. And then here, like that, okay? But let's go together here. Breathing in. Teeth unclenched, shoulders down. And as you exhale, let those fingertips come right across the top of your shoulders to your collarbone. Nice and slow and gentle, pressing just a tiny bit. Not actual pressure, just sort of a light press. And let's do that a couple more times. Breathing in. And exhale. Notice the action of your belly on the exhale and the inhale. Inhale, belly out. Exhale, belly in. Very nice. Let's do that just a couple more times. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Last time. The best you can do. Breathing in nice and full and slow. And exhale. Feels so good. Very nice. So we are going to do a little bit of what I call lymphatic pats, and it's just to kind of give a little love to our lymphatic system, wake things up a little bit, get everything get everything flowing today. Get everything in a nice little groove. So you're going to cup your hand like this because it's just a gentle pat. It's not an actual slap. But we're actually going to start with just a nice little, again, a pulse here. Just squeezing and releasing all along your neck here. If this is more comfortable for you, if it's not comfortable to reach all the way back, that's okay. Whatever you can do is going to be beneficial for you because that's what your body is telling you it needs, okay? So if you go too far, you'll miss some of the benefits because it'll be too much for what your body is telling you it needs right now. So pay very careful attention. Our bodies are very vocal at times. And it's really important that we listen to what they're telling us, even if we don't want to. Squeezing and releasing here. Very nice. Let's do the other side. Just a gentle squeeze and release. Very nice. Letting those shoulders go right here. Feel good. Just kind of waking everything up very gently. We don't want to shock our system, right? We want to just be gentle with it. We want to just say a nice little hello. Very nice. So now we're going to do our pats. We're going to start going back only as far as you're comfortable and just up and around your shoulder blade area, if that's okay for you. If your reach is a little less, that's okay too. Going right around this area is fine too. All the way around your shoulder, collarbone, right on that inside of your neck right there. You're going to raise your arm just a little bit and go all the way down, up on top of those fingertips and then down. And notice we're just patting a little bit. There's not an actual slap happening, right? We don't want to be slapping ourselves. We just want some gentle pats. Go right under here, the underarm area. Very nice. And you can get a little more firm in this area. I mean, you still want to be mindful of how hard you're patting. You really want to make it nice and easy, but very nice. And let that go. Give it a little shake like you're shaking water off your fingers, and we're going to do the other side. So again, just this gentle pat, your hand like this, just a little, hey, nice job today kind of pat, right? And you may notice that as we are doing this, some things are starting to release. You may notice that you might be yawning a bit. You may notice you might be drooling a bit. It happens. You may notice there might be some drainage. It's all good. It's all our way of just removing what we don't need in this moment, right? So then come all the way up here, down your arm again, nice and easy on those fingers and underneath. Brilliant, right there in this area. Lots and lots of love. We have a nice collection of lymph right there. So we want to make sure that we're waking those guys up and getting and moving. We want them on the move. They help keep our body cleansed, right? Don't want any backups in there. No clogs, no backups. We want everything moving freely. So now we're just going to take here, like little duck fingers, and just go across with one hand if you want. You can do both hands if you want. I just am doing one here down your sternum, just up, just a little bit above your belly button. Don't need to go too far down there. And back up. We have a nice little collection in this area. Right, and then we're just going to put our fingers together and go around your ribs. Very nice. And I am going to sit on my blanket here for a little bit, just to give my hips a little different elevation there. And just want to make sure that you're nice and even. And I've been sitting cross-legged for a little bit, so I'm going to stretch the legs out just to kind of wake them up a little, do a little swishy swashies here. Technical yoga term, swishy swashies. Got a lot of them. All right. And so from here, this one you can definitely do if you're sitting in a chair. But we are going to do a little bit more of neck work here. So what we're going to do is just inhale in place. And when you exhale, just Let your neck drop towards your left shoulder as if your ear is going to touch your shoulder, but you don't need to raise your shoulder up. You can leave it right where it is. It doesn't need to come up like this. Just let your head go here. Couple breaths. And if you feel like you want a little bit more of a stretch on this side, you can allow your hand to guide that action. Just please be mindful of how that feels. If it's too intense, you can let the hand go. You don't need it. If your body is saying too much, then you don't need the hand, right? But if your body's saying, you know what, I could go a little further, then by all means go ahead and give it a little more, right? And you want to keep your shoulders nice and down and even. Keep that breath flow nice and steady. Breathing here, one more breath. And on your next inhale, release back to center. Nice, and we're going to go to the other side. So inhale here. And as you exhale, just let your head drop towards that shoulder. Again, you want to make sure that it's the head dropping towards the shoulder and not the shoulder coming up towards your head. That would not do what you want it to do. And then if you want a little increased stretch here, you can go ahead and just let your hand rest here as if it's gently guiding. You'll feel that nice elongation right through here. Breathing in and out, steady. Beautiful. Nice stretch back to center. Very nice. So from here, let's take your right hand, place it on your left shoulder. And you're going to breathe in here. And as you exhale, just let your head go over to the left. Looking out over your shoulder. Everything else is centered. Shoulders are down. Teeth are unclenched. Breathing is nice and steady. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, release to center. And then exhale, left hand. Looking out. Breathing here. And the thing you want to think about is that you're not in kind of this position, right? If you start to feel yourself dip, or if you start to feel your chin kind of go all askew, just really think about being nice and aligned here. Everything's centered. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and on your next inhale, release back to center. Very nice. And let's just do some shoulder rolls. Breathing steadily as you do. Shoulder rolls are one of those that it feels so good when I'm doing it that sometimes I realize I'm holding my breath. So you really want to be mindful of that. Really think about it as you're rolling your shoulders. You're inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Right? Nice and steady. Nice and easy. And if you want to raise your arms so that you're drawing circles with your elbows, that's fine too. You can do that, or you can just stay here, whichever feels better for you. And if you are doing it with your elbows, you can gradually make those circles bigger. And this is one, hear that, where you might hear some cracks. Cracks are okay as long as they're not accompanied by pain. It's just your body's way of saying, I need a little more fluid here, right? We need a little more lubrication in those joints. So this is one of the reasons we do this. And let's stop and let's switch directions. So again, if you're down here, just rolling, right? But if you want to go up this way, you can. Small circles to start and then gradually get bigger. Breathing easily and steadily as you do. Being mindful of holding our breath. You also want to avoid this. I'm going to keep it out here like this. Nice. Oh, that feels good. We are going to give our shoulders a lot of love today. We're going to be really, really opening up this area, stretching this area, and bringing awareness to it, right? Because in these times of stress, I don't know about you guys, but I find I'm doing this when I start to feel stressed, and then that's like this sort of chain reaction of just tightness that comes in the neck and in the shoulders. So we're going to work with this area today so that we're really thinking about it and we're really mindful of it, so that if we do feel ourselves bringing tightness and bringing tension into that area, that we know how to just release it. Say, I'm ready to be relaxed now. So let's take an inhale up. We're going to do some goalpost arms. Okay. If this is not a comfortable position for you, if you're feeling some kind of stress or strain in here, that's okay. You can keep your arms here too. You don't have to do it up this way if it doesn't feel right for you. But if it does, then please join me. So breathing in. And as you exhale, you're going to raise them up just a little bit. And inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Nice. Inhale down. Slow and steady, and exhale up. And this time we're going to hold it. So if you want to go up a little higher, you can. If you don't want to raise it all, that's okay too. You can just hold it right here. We're going to breathe here for a couple of breaths. One more, and on your next exhale, we're going to release for a little quick second and then bring them back up. So breathing in and release. Feel it right there. Yeah, just give your shoulders a little wiggle waggle. Another official yoga term, you guys. Wiggle waggle. I gotcha. All right, so we are going to go back up. And this time, I'm going to turn to the side here so that you can kind of get a better idea of what we're doing. It's as if you're going to be trying to crack a nut between your shoulder blades back here, right? So we're going to breathe and go. And you really want to squeeze back there. And then inhale forward. And then exhale back. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Like that. Okay, I'm going to turn to the front again so I'm in a proper position here. So we're going to inhale and exhale it back. And how far back you go is how far back you go, right? So you may go farther back than I do. You may not go as far back as I do with that squeeze. That's totally your call. Breathing in. The important thing here is the breath and doing as much of that squeeze as feels safe and comfortable for you. And in. One more. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And release. Ooh, that feels good. Do this. Very nice. Let's stretch those legs out. We're going to give a little love to our toes because I don't know about you, but mine start to fall asleep when I've tucked them in that long. So take just one. Leave your other leg stretched out. And you can bend this leg as far as is comfortable for you. And we're just going to do a little massage starting at the top of your toes. Just a little squeeze and release. Very similar to what we did with our neck and our shoulders at the beginning of our practice, right? We're just squeezing and releasing. Squeezing and releasing. And you're going to work your way on the pads here, right? And then we're going to work your way all the way down to your heel. Squeeze and release around the heel. Nice and easy. Again, it's just a gentle pulse and release. We want to be very, very, very careful. All parts of our body. we do it too hard and too much, we're going to stress things out. And that's not our goal here today, friends. Our goal here today is to say, stress, goodbye. Very nice. So now I want you to take your hands and I want you to kind of shake hands with your toes. Like you're just kind of, well, it's not really a shake. It's kind of like a weaving in. Like you're weaving your fingers in between your toes and you're just going to squeeze and release. If you have socks on, you can just go above the toe and do the squeeze and release. Just make sure you get each of your toes. But if you can, and you can weave your fingers in between there, just pulse it. And remember to hold your breath while you're doing it. Remember to hold your breath, kids. Oh, opposite day. Remember to not hold your breath. Please remember to breathe steadily as you're doing this. I find that sometimes I'm doing this because, again, it feels so good on my feet and I'm concentrating so hard that I forget my posture and I forget that steady breath that we're going in right here. So breathing in and out. Right, squeeze and release. Very nice. Let's do the other foot. Bringing it up only as far as is comfortable for you. I'm trying to bring it up a little higher, so make sure you get a nice view of it. But we are just going to start by squeezing and releasing, starting at the tippy tops here, and just working your way down the foot pads into your arch if you have one, or where your flat part of your foot, middle area, and then back around your heel. Just gentle. You may feel some relief already if your feet were starting to fall asleep. Or if they're just generally tender these days, sometimes we ask a lot. We ask a lot of our feet if we're standing on tile for a long time, if we're standing on hardwood floors for a long time, if you're outside and you're not wearing shoes or you're in flip-flops, they can, they deserve a little extra attention now and then too, right? So go ahead and let's do the lacing again. Just pulsing here around each of your toes, or you can just go over the top and pulse here. That works too. Okay, now that our feet are awake, we are going to go to a standing position. So you can stand however it feels comfortable for you to stand. If you have a wall handy, if you have a chair handy, if you want to go into a downward facing dog and come up that way, you can. I'm just going to place my hands here, go into a squat, and come up very slowly. And I'm going to let my neck be the last thing that straightens. I'm going to unwind my spine here. Nice and easy. Feels nice to stand, right? All right, so let's just shake it out a little bit, bend those knees. Let's walk on our tippy toes. Right, let's walk on our heels. Tippy toes again. Very nice, just do a couple little rolls just to wake them up. Well done. Let's do some nice breathing here, okay? So let's breathe in. Shoulders down and separated, teeth unclenched, and then exhale. And what you want to think about on this exhale is as if your arms are just floating through like pudding, right? Something nice and thick so the descent is super slow. Yeah, and you also want to think about your knees. You want to make sure that they're not locked. We tend to lock them unintentionally when we're standing. So you want to make sure you got a little bit of a give there. So let's do it again. Inhale up. Teeth are unclenched. Knees are unlocked. Shoulders are down. And then exhale. Just letting your hands float through that nice pool of mud or pool of pudding or anything you can think of that's sort of squishy and soft and thick. Let your arms just float through that. We're going to do that one more time. Breathing in. Nice breath. Shoulders down and separated. And then release. Feels so good. Okay. We're going to change this up now. So this time, we're going to raise our arms, and then if it's okay for you, you can raise up on your toes. Shoulders down and separated. You can bend your knees a little more if that's helpful. And then release. Heels down to the floor, arms slowly making their way back to your sides. I'm going to do that 2 more times. And you notice I have my feet about hip width apart. If you're feeling a little unsteady in that way, you can move them a little bit wider. Or if you want to, you can come a little closer. It's your comfort level here as long as you are balanced and centered, right? 2 of our favorite words. Breathing in, up on your heels if you can, and release. 1 more time like that, and then we're going to change it up 1 last time. Breathing in, and release. Beautiful. So this time, we will raise our arms, raise our toes, and if it's okay for you, you can let your chin go towards your ceiling, or if you're outside, lucky ducks, the sky. Inhale up on your toes, and then the eye gaze towards your ceiling. And then this time when you exhale, release back down to your heels and tuck your chin towards your chest. 2 more times. Inhale up. And release. If you're finding going up on your toes too big of a challenge, one that you're not really feeling interested in doing today, that's okay. You can just go as if you were going up on your toes, right? So you can just have that motion and just lift a little bit. It's whatever amount you can offer today is amazing, and you're going to feel the benefits of it no matter what that amount is. Last time, the very best that you can do, we're going to hold here. Raise a little more if you can, a little more, and then exhale, release, chin to chest. Beautiful. Shoulders rolling down. Let's go into a high lunge today. Sorry, you're fixing my hat. Lumpies. So I am going to turn to the side. We are going to do a high lunge, which what I want you to think about is keeping your feet about hip width apart, right? You want to make sure that you're nice and firmly grounded on your mat. You want to make sure that all parts of your foot, you feel steady. You've got a wall next to you. That's great. You can hold that if you need to. But I just want you to take a deep breath and then take a step forward. Okay? And then if you want to take another step back, you can. My foot is turned in a bit. And you want to make sure of a couple of things here. You want to make sure that your knee is above your ankle bone, right? You want to avoid going too far that way, and you want to avoid keeping that front heel from lifting, yeah? And so everything is kind of facing the same direction here. You can bend this back knee and lift you can bend the back knee and lift your heel. If that feels okay for you, you want to tuck your tailbone in so that you're not getting too much of this or too much of this, right? It's not a photo shoot. We're trying to be centered here. And we're going to inhale up, shoulders down and separated. And just breathing here, squeezing and breathing, right? You want to make sure that your chin is in a nice neutral position. If you have like a doorknob or something that's at eye level that you can look at, go ahead and find your gaze there. You'll feel nice and steady. You want to feel super strong and stable in this position. Breathing in. If you want to keep that back leg straight, you can. If you want to turn it a little, you can. Going into more of a warrior, that's okay too. Whatever works for you is great. I just want you to be comfortable and steady in your position. Breathing here. One more, squeeze. And inhale, release. You did it! Yay! Let's do the other side. Okay, so this time I'm gonna go from the front so that you can see the other side here working. So we're gonna breathe in, take a step forward. Okay, this time I have my left leg forward. I'm just doing a quick check here for position to make sure that my knee is over my ankle and that I'm not overextending, or conversely that I'm not hyperextending that knee. We don't want to do that either. Okay, sorry, I just lost my balance while I was talking. All right, so back leg, right? So you can bend it. You can keep it straight. If you are keeping it straight, I say straight, but you do still want to have a little bit of a bend in that knee so that you aren't locking it and putting your knee in a stressful position, right? And then if it's not comfortable for you to have your toes forward like this, you can turn it a little bit too. Just think about it. It's easier for me in lunge to do this. Okay? So, arms. I kept mine up like this last time. If you would like to put them on your hips, you can. You know what I'm going to say. Your choice. Okay, breathing in. Exhale. Nice and steady and strong. And again, you can keep that back foot planted. If it feels better to bend it, you can. You can go down a little lower if you want. So many choices. Breathing here. Making sure everything is tucked. Everything is in its place. Couple more breaths, nice and strong and steady. And inhale, release. Nice, you did it. Very good. All right, since we're feeling so strong today, we are going to go into our goddess pose. It's one of my favorites. So I have a pretty wide stance here, and my toes are in a little bit of a turnout. But again, this is, you want to make sure that you're protecting your body and your knees, okay? So the pose is this. We want to go down like this, okay? So you want to avoid going in on your instep here, right? So you want to make sure that your feet are in a position where you're not going to let that happen, okay? And since we're not together, I can't actually see how your feet are. So you just want to make sure that they're spread out a little bit. Again, mine are a little wider than hip width apart. You want to tuck your tailbone under. In fact, everybody put your hand on your belly and your another hand on your back side here. And you're just going to do a pelvic tilt for me. I'm going to breathe in. And when we exhale, you're just going to lower down. And breathe in, we're going to straighten. And exhale, lower down. Breathe in and straighten. And you can let this go. That's just so that you can feel where your body should be or where it is the best for it to be in that pose. Okay, so let's exhale and go down. Only as far as you're comfortable. Squeezing here. So your arms, you can let them rest here on your thighs. You can bring them up into goal post. You can put them on your hips. Every time I do this one, I think, you can't touch this. And it's just playing in my head right now. I'm not gonna lie. So breathing here. You can sink a little lower on the exhale if it's okay for you. Squeezing strong and steady. Breathing in. Come up and take a little break. You should feel that right in here. It's a really, really, really nice strengthener for your quads here. Keeping our knees strong and our hips strong by strengthening these guys right here. Okay, so let's go down again, and this time we're going to add a little side stretch to it. Okay, so let's breathe in here. Exhale, go down only as far as is comfortable for you. And then inhale, arm over. And you can look up. Or you can look down. Your choice. And again, you want to make sure that you're not finding yourself leaning in towards that instep. You want to make sure that your feet are nice and strong and fully balanced on all four parts of your feet. Get a nice stretch in there. And And then inhale, bring everything up. Very nice. And let's inhale here. Exhale down. And the other side. Right? Nice and easy and gentle. Hands are relaxed. My hand doesn't have a job right now. It's just hanging out up here. So we're just going to let it hang out and be relaxed. You want to make sure that your arm isn't going too far forward. Nice and lined up with your body. One more breath here. And release. So we're going to exhale, bend your knees. We're just going to bend forward here. If you have a chair and you want to put it right here, you can just rest like this. If it's okay for you to go all the way down, you can go all the way down. But we're just going to release here. If you do have a blanket and going down that far doesn't feel good for you, you can fold the blanket and just do this too. That's totally fine. And just let your neck relax a little bit. You want to avoid feeling any extra tension or pressure in this area on the back of your neck or on your spine, okay? So if this pose does create that tension, you can just come out of it and just wait. You can just do wait in a mountain pose, okay? But if you can go, if it feels okay for you, let's release all the way down. And breathe here. And you can let your feet hold on to your ankles, thinking about your knees again, making sure they're not locked. Or you can hold on to your arms here like a little rag doll. You can release them to the floor. And breathing out. Hands on your hips and release. Very nice. All right, we have one more standing pose that we're going to do today. And then we'll go back down to the mat. We'll do a little bit more breath work. And then we'll go into our favorite Shavasana. Well, we are going to do a balance pose. We are going to do tree. It will be modified so that if you're feeling a little nervous about doing tree, because I know sometimes that's a tricky one for us, there are modifications. So trust me, we're going to do just fine. So we're going to just let your right foot just kick back and forth, right? And then you're going to let it stop here like it's a kickstand. Okay, so I have, okay, or if you do feel like you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can come up a little higher. It's totally up to you. It's whatever feels right for you. So breathing in, arms over your head, and exhale your hands to your heart center. Breathing here. Feeling strong, this leg that's anchored, your anchor leg, you want to make sure that it's feeling nice and solid and that you're not locking that knee. I know I've said that a lot, but it's really important. Breathing here. One more breath and release it down, nice and easy. Very nice. Let's take the other leg. I realize I didn't mirror you guys on that one, sorry. So I'm doing my left leg now. And you can stop it as a kickstand here, and this can be your tree pose, breathing in and exhaling here. And if this is where you're doing your pose, you just want to make sure that this anchor leg, this right leg, the knee is nice and strong, toes are forward, so you have a nice solid base. If you want to bump it up a little bit to your calf, you can. I just ask that you don't rest it on your knee, right? We want to avoid resting it on your knee, so either on your calf or up here on your thigh. Whatever you're feeling. And keep in mind, this side may feel very different than your other side did. So breathing in, shoulders down and separated, exhale, hands to your heart center and breathe. And then come down if you want, see? You can adjust it to what your body needs to do. Or you can keep it down here. more breath. And release. Very nice. So let's take a seat back on the floor. Breathing in. Exhale, coming down. Let's put your legs out in front. Give them a little shimmy shake. Roll your ankles. I am going to be sitting on my blanket for this. My hips in a nice comfy position. I never used to do blankets, and then I started to, and I was like, why did I never used to do blankets? This is amazing. Just that little bit of elevation just makes all the difference in the world, folks. Rotating here. Switching directions if you haven't already. And then we're going to stop the motion, and as we breathe in, you want your toes up, and as you breathe out, point them forward. So breathing in, toes up. Breathing out, toes forward. In. And out. Nice, in. And out. Beautiful. This time when we go in, we're going to bring our toes up and bring our arms up. Look up towards your hands. And as you exhale, just come forward only as far as is comfortable for you. And then we're going to inhale. I want you to open your legs just a little bit, and we're going to massage your knees, right? We're going to go in. So start on the outside of your knees and massage in. A little bit more lymphatic work here. Completing our circle, I should say. From head to toe, right? And now we're going to do some pats. So you're going to hold your hands here, right? So that we're not slapping or patting. You're going to start at your ankles and work your way on the inside here. Nice and gentle. Inside of your thigh. And then we're going to come around to the back. You're going to go up your back just a little bit. Please be super, super gentle around the kidney area, right? And then around here, you can be a little more firm on the sides here. We have a little bit of extra something to offer in our thigh area, so we can be a little more firm there. Going all the way down, and then all the way up. Beautiful, and then we're going to breathe in. Looking up towards your fingertips, and breathe out, release. Breathing in. Let those legs come open only as wide as you wish, and then that little knee massage feels so good. Nice and easy. Very nice. This is just one of those you could just, so relaxing. Let's go ahead and pat. Keep them nice and gentle, right? Concentration right in this area. Legs together, going around your back side. Being super duper cautious back there. You pat gently. Going outside. Over the top. Very nice. Let's do it one more time. We're going to breathe in. Eyes up towards your fingers, and then as you exhale, only come forward as if this is as far as you want to go. That's totally fine. You should go only this far. But if you can give a little farther, that's great too. And then as you inhale, last time, legs apart. Making sure you're nice and balanced on your blanket or your mat. Those lovely knee massages, very gentle. Just a little brush. This brush is a nicer word than massage on this one because it implies a little bit more lightness. Yeah? We want a very light touch with ourselves. Very gentle here, very light. And then go ahead, last time through. Nice and easy. On the back side. Very cautious around your kidney area. Some extra love on this part. And very nice. So let's go ahead and lay down. So you'll lower very gently. Hopefully you can still see me. And bring your knees in. Exhale towards your chest. Inhale away. Exhale towards your chest. Inhale away. Exhale in. Inhale away. Exhale in. And this time, inhale away. Exhale, feet up. Inhale, feet down. Exhale in toward your chest. Again, inhale away. Exhale, feet up. Inhale towards your chest. Inhale down. Exhale towards your chest. No. Inhale away. Exhale up, and this time we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. So you can release your hands to your mat. Let your eye gaze be at your knees. We're just going to breathe here. Beautiful. Nice, easy breaths. Let's do one more. And then as you exhale, release all the way into your chest. And let's just do some rotations here, some nice little massage. Sacral massage. And switching directions. Very nice. Let's lower both feet to the mat, keeping your knees up. Palms are up, facing the ceiling. We're going to inhale, feet together, knees apart. Exhale, knees together. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And the next time you get to the inhale part of our pose, just go ahead and stay there. Breathing here. Nice full breath. And then go ahead and release this. And let's get your body ready for Shavasana. You want to just lay down on your mat, get nice and comfy. If it's more comfortable for you, you can put pillow or blanket or something underneath your knees here to give them a little bit of an extra boost. Or you can lay down with your feet up like this. That's okay too. You really just want to make sure that you're comfortable and that your lower back is in contact with your mat, okay? So if you're laying like this and you have like a giant space there, you want to make sure that there's something under there, or you can put something under your feet here to make sure that you're nice and comfy. I'm actually going to be seated during our Shavasana today so that I can talk you through. We're going to do a little bit of a loving kindness. But first I want to do a little bit of a targeted breathing, and I want to make sure that y'all can see me. I want to make sure that you can see me as we do our targeted breathing. We're going to breathe in for 4, hold, and breathe out for 4. So go ahead and lie down, get comfy, and let your eyes close. You can let your palms face the ceiling unless that's uncomfortable for you, and then palms down is fine. Or you can let them rest on your belly. So laying down here, we're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold and release. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, and hold and release. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, and hold and release. 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Let your breathing become natural. And notice how each part of your body feels on your mat. Now allow yourself to feel as if you're just releasing into that mat. Just letting everything lay there. Everything is given permission in this moment to just be. There's nothing to hold. There's nothing to think about. Everything can be released. Anything that doesn't help you feel the best that you can be in this moment, it's okay to send it away. Let your eyes close and let your body just settle completely into this mat or into your space. And connect with each part of your being so that every piece of you has permission to be at ease right now. Toes, ankles, shin, knees. They're allowed to relax. They're allowed to just mold right into the space. No stress, no strain. They're just there. Your stomach, chest, neck, jaw, all feel at peace. All feel comfortable. Your eyes are closed softly. And that beautiful space between our eyes is smooth. That brow that tends to furrow with questions. The brow that tends to furrow with concerns is given permission to be smooth. Is given permission to just relax. To let go into this moment. And out. And as your body finds its special, quiet place, allow these thoughts to hold each part of you as if in a gentle hug, as if in a comfortable embrace from a loved one or a friend. May you be well. May you be happy. May you feel peace. May you feel well. May you feel courage. May you feel hope when facing life's inevitable difficulties. May you be well. May you be happy. May you feel peace. May you feel love. Breathing in these words and turn them into yourself. Give yourself permission to hold on to these words, to allow these words to nourish and to comfort you. May I be well. May I feel peace. May I feel love. May I know courage and hope when I'm facing life's inevitable difficulties. May I be well. May I be happy. May I feel peace. May I feel love. Using these words to feed all the positivity in your body from your head, making their way through your arms, feeding, nourishing, loving as they go through your legs to your toes, caressing your entire being with these special words of love and acknowledgement and strength. Send these words to someone else, to someone you love, someone you don't know but you know is struggling. Everyone in your space, known and unknown. May you be well. May you be happy. May you feel peace. May you feel love. May you be well. May you be happy. May you feel peace. May you feel love. Allow yourself to breathe in the specialness of those words. And hold on to them as you go through the rest of your day. Breathing in and out. And very, very gently allow your body to begin to awaken in this space. You can wiggle your toes, open and close your hands, and let your head move from side to side, very slowly. And begin to just stretch in any way that feels so good for you. And then when you're ready, bring your knees into your chest. And you can very slowly rock from side to side. And after a few rocks, you can let your body come all the way over to one side, holding here for a brief moment. And then allow yourself to come up into easy cross-legged pose. Hands to your heart center and jaw in the middle. Join me. And give yourself just a second to reflect on what you thought at the beginning of class. What word or phrase, feeling or goal you had. Take a moment to reflect on that now. I am so very thankful you joined me here today.